Hi, folks. I'm glad to be able to meet with you in this way, although I'd much rather do it in person, and really looking forward to the day when we can do that again. We've conducted approximately 40 virtual meetings with groups of franchisees in various states in the last couple of weeks. And we've really learned a lot in those meetings. We thank you so much for all the information you've shared. I think the virtual meetings are a great opportunity for us, not only during this pandemic period, but even going forward as a tool for us to continue to use so we can meet more frequently. And something we really should have done in the past, but it'll be great for us going forward. I know you've all been working extremely hard, mainly in a survival mode, and it was kind of a shock period for the first couple of weeks, but we're seeing that franchisees are regrouping and seeing a way forward through this period. And our operations team is working tirelessly to support you, including evenings and weekends. So I'm very proud of them and just thankful for everyone that we have on board here, both franchisees and staff alike. We're inspired by each of you. We know that you've lost significant amounts of hours and clients. Many of you have recovered much of what was lost. Some of you have recovered it all and are growing to new high marks in your business. That's a small number, but there are franchisees out there doing that. So it's great for us all to know that and to be able to take heart from what we see others experiencing as well as ourselves. And we're inspired by all of you. Nobody is losing heart over this. None of you has given in to negativity or pessimism. You're choosing how to react to what's going on right now in America. And you're choosing how to think about this and make the best choices for you and your agencies and your families going forward. And changes, of course, move so quickly right now. Best practices on uses of PPE, equipment, new information on the PPP loans, new regulatory and legislative initiatives. All of that changes so quickly. So we hope you're staying in touch with us. We hope you're taking advantage of the Littler webinars, our PPE webinar rather that's happening today. So much information that's on the ARC on COVID-19 and other topics. That's what we're here for, is to kind of light the way with information, education, support. You want to stay as informed as you can. It's not a time to be isolated. We want to kind of emphasize the theme of continuing to grow. Just keep going, not changing. This is time to go forward, not backward. You want to keep recruiting new clients and new caregivers. And we're seeing your fellow franchisees doing this. And there are great opportunities right now that so many clients are leaving the facilities because they just feel unsafe there. It's a tough period for nursing homes, a tough period for assisted living facilities. It's not something we want to exploit, but it is really creating new opportunities. There's so many families calling our franchisees all over America, and these tend to be 24/7 cases where they're looking for care for their loved ones that are returning home. So we have these big growth opportunities in the midst of a very tough period. We have to know how best to take advantage of those. One of the big things I really strongly recommend is you got to keep marketing. We haven't stopped marketing here. We're still doing our digital advertising. We're still doing pay-per-click. Of course, we have our TV ads. Talk more about those in a second. We're pressing forward. Our social media is on at full speed, and you really need to do the same. Keep your pay-per-click ads going. Keep your digital ads going. Keep optimizing your website. You need to stay as visible as you can in this period. In any business climate, it's so easy to be forgotten if your marketing efforts get interrupted. But it's especially true today. I think people's memories are even shorter today when the need to get new information is so strong, when the need to get answers from the public is so strong. So they're tuned in maybe more than ever. And so we can be there. We can be there fulfilling that need by being the ones who are providing that new information, who are providing the solutions to the needs of their families. So you want to keep marketing. You want to keep talking to your referral sources. Many of our franchisees are calling their referral sources, and they're getting a great reception because the referral sources are happy and many times surprised that they even got a phone call. And you can do this in a very relational way, just speaking to them person to person, talking about anything. You're not really there to sell anything. Just the fact that you called and made yourself present to that individual makes a big difference and helps you keep that relation going strong. Also, stay in contact with any clients that may have canceled. They're not lost forever, and you'll be the first service that they think of as you stay top of mind contacting them. There's so many virtual means that are assisting us today in setting up clients and recruiting caregivers. You can use the same platform. I'm just using, a video on my iPad where I've got FaceTime. I can use that. We've all got Google Hangouts through G Suite. You can use Zoom, although I'm not certain. You got to make sure that whatever you're using is HIPAA compliant, particularly with clients. But Zoom is one of the platforms. GoToMeeting we use a lot. You can do virtual home tours room by room, where you're meeting all the family members, you're meeting the care recipients, you're checking out all the potential safety hazards in each of the rooms. It's just great that we have these means of conducting business that really didn't exist 15, 20 years ago. And of course, if you're comfortable with going and visiting the homes, that's still the best way. Many franchisees are still doing that. That's also up to the comfort level of the families themselves, of course. One franchisee told me yesterday that they're conducting drive-by caregiver recruitment meetings, caregiver interviews in their parking lot. They have their staff member go out. Staff member's got a mask on and is keeping a safe distance, but the caregivers are staying right in their cars and conducting interviews that way. Another franchisee told me that he's doing more caregiver interviews using Zoom than he ever did before when he was asking people to come to the office, because he's making it so much more convenient for the caregivers to be interviewed. And so he expects to be doing more interviews than he ever did previously once this pandemic is over, just continuing to use that tool. We'll talk about some of the challenges to keep your caregivers working right now and incentivizing that work. Of course, we have the challenge of paid sick leave and family leave. We do have exemptions right now on both of those. Those exemptions are going to be challenged. They are being challenged. State of New York is suing for us to have that exemption taken away. There will be legislative challenges. You want to get a legal opinion on that, just to have something in writing, so that if you are challenged down the road, that'll be something that'll be good to back you up. But we have, overall, it is a big challenge. You've got unemployment entitlements now that are making it in some instances caregivers can make more money staying at home, and we have to counter that, and we will. There's various means. One, of course, is their pay. We may have to pay our caregivers more than we ever have. And it means that our services may increase in price to the family clients. So that's something we all have to look at very carefully. Another is to provide bonuses. In my own agency, I do still have my agency in Pennsylvania that my manager Connie operates. And we provide bonuses every 2-week pay period now. We're providing a bonus of $50 a week, a pay period rather, For the small hours cases, we're providing bonuses in amounts of $100 and higher for larger hour cases in each 2-hour pay period. I've talked to franchisees that are offering bonuses higher than that. So that's something you want to think about. You might want to time some of those bonuses. Talk to a franchisee who's timing the bonuses for some time period in the future, based on number of shifts worked. Timing it out maybe to May, early May or end of May, as an incentive for your caregivers to keep working. I think you really want to get that message out there that the best way to incentivize work, and that's what we're really talking about, incentivizing work. Best way for your caregivers to see to it that they're getting paid, there's no interruption on their paycheck, no interruption on their income, is to continue working. And to continue working for your agency, serving your clients, doing what they've been doing all along. Keep your lines of communications open with your caregivers. Keep talking to them. Many of our franchisees have produced videos, which have been very effective, showing appreciation for the caregivers. And those videos tend to be shared with the clients, the families as well. You can do Zoom meetings similar to this. You can have meetings with your caregivers and have them talk to you and share their experiences, share their feelings with you. Really get those relationships going as strong as you can. It's something that would be best practice for any period, but especially now. And make sure you're using our caregiver courses, training courses on the e-learning platform. Many of you are using them. Others haven't started. We're getting great feedback on the e-learning caregiver education series that Jeannie and Bonnie have developed. Franchisees are telling us that they've given up the third-party vendors that they used to buy those courses from, and now they're just using the e-learning that's on the ARC. So we hope you'll do that. There's dozens of courses out there for your caregivers to take. We'll talk a little bit about our social media marketing, social media team, Mike Broom, Jack McGuire, John Martino is a digital marketing manager. My son Bobby, they're just doing an awesome job. Rich Bittner, with our leader in marketing, awesome job in marketing overall. But our Facebook marketing is just swamping the competition in recent weeks. Visiting Angels Facebook engagements are growing at many times greater than all of our competitors, including Home Instead, Bright Star, and the others. We had in the last week, we had 136,000 engagements on our Facebook page. Home Instead had something like 60,000, and the others were way behind. They've used one of the videos that's gotten tremendous traction. Melanie from the Denver, Colorado office has produced several videos on best practices for the caregivers. Those videos have produced over 2.5 million views from Melanie. That's an enormous amount of views, and Melanie's become a celebrity with the number of people watching her videos. We've created new messaging for our TV commercials on how seniors can safely stay at home using Visiting Angel services. And it's clear that we represent the least risk for a senior that needs home care. And an important theme is how our caregivers serve just one client at a time. The way we're messaging that, we're messaging one-to-one care, essential one-to-one care. Not guaranteeing there would only be one client at a time, but messaging one-to-one care as our model. And also, the way our terminology has changed. We really don't use the terminology of non-medical home care anymore. Instead, we're using the term essential personal home care services. I think non-medical home care was never really that well understood by the public. So now I think there's more clarity in speaking about essential home care. We want to talk briefly about reviews here. I think the need to gather 5-star reviews is greater than ever. You know that when you're searching for products and services on the internet, you want to see reviews, you want to see them, you want them to be 5-star, and you want to see a lot of them. And your clients and caregivers are exactly the same. They're looking for 50 to 100 reviews before they're going to have the confidence to go forward with you. And there's a simple key to gathering those reviews now. Use texting. The key is to make anything we want to do or accomplish as simple and easy for the consumer as possible. And texting is the way to do that. People respond to texts. For whatever reason, email and other technology is antiquated now. Texting is what everybody uses to communicate. So we want to do the same thing. And you can text out a review request very simply in the middle of any conversation with a client or a caregiver. Just ask them, is it okay if I text out a review request? And when you receive it, just click on the graphic that you're going to see on your cell phone and just select the number of stars that you believe our service represents. And you're going to see those review numbers growing. Many of you have seen our new review leaders board on the ARC. You can check yourself out on there and see where you stand in contrast to your fellow franchisees. You'll see franchisees with 100 reviews or even more on that board. And many of them only had small number of reviews a few months back, even in the single digits. But by texting and getting their staff on board, which is very important. You need all of your staff members to get on board with this, get excited, see it as a mission. Give them a goal. Give them a goal such as texting out 10 review requests a week per staff member. And follow up on that in your team meetings. And after a couple of weeks, you're going to see them really get involved, especially they see those reviews going up. And I believe you'll see those numbers growing very quickly. If you want us to walk you through this, how to do it, which is very, very, very simple for us to, and we'd be glad to take that time, just email us. You can email Mike Broom, mike@visitingangels.com, a very simple email address, or my son Bobby, who does this all day with social media. He's bob@visitingangels.com. He's talking to lots of franchisees, walking them through how to get that text message, the review request, on their cell phones to text it out to their clients and caregivers. And caregivers, by the way, they want to see that you've got a lot of good reviews before they're going to go forward with your agency. So it's a great way to get new caregivers as well. Really urge you to stick close to your regional director at this time. All of our regional directors are just fantastic individuals with great backgrounds, great experience, great knowledge to help you out. Our operations team has grown tremendously in 2019 and in the early part of 2020. These are just great individuals. I'm so grateful to be with them and have them on our team. And I think you're going to benefit tremendously from working very, very closely with them. Just say in closing, it's an honor, such an honor and a privilege to be able to walk through this period with you. Just see just how you've been heroic in your efforts to serve your clients. We expect to see you really soon. You know, we're sorry that we don't have the conference this year, but we still have live events that are scheduled. We have our business builder in downtown Philadelphia in September. We're very hopeful that event will still take place and that we can see lots of you there. We want to make up for lost time with having some of our franchisee best practices presenters there, maybe some key speakers. We also have Scottsdale, Arizona coming up in November. So that's going to be a great event. We're going to get through this, and we're going to get through this because of the hard work that all of you and the dedication that all of you are showing day in and day out. Any of you that want to contact me with any questions at any time, very simple to do. Just email me at larry@visitingangels.com or call me at any time. I'd be glad to speak with you. And just look forward to continuing going forward. Thank you so much again for all of your efforts. Have a great weekend.